Sue Show. Hope everybody's all okay. And do you know what? It's 10 o'clock on an evening in the UK, pitch black. And can I tell you, in Blackpool, very windy at the moment. It's enough to blow them cobwebs away. No, as if I'm saying there's many cobwebs about tonight, I'll have you, because do you know what? We've got a very busy show. I feel like I've got to rush everything in because we've only got so much to be doing. Nice brand new show. It's called Media Magnets. We're going to be interviewing many different people. And do you know what? I thought we'd get a little... Do you know what? Tonight, I've got to tell you, we've got quite a bit of Long Island in the show tonight, and you'll see what I mean shortly. But first of all, let's bring one of my co-hosts on tonight, a new co-host for me tonight. Markos, hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, thank you. How's it going?
Good.
Good. Quick question. With the UK, we always ask, how's the weather?
We had a slight drizzle just now.
We've had a bit of that today. Most of it's with the wind, to be honest. But anyway, Markos, tell us everybody about yourself and what you do in Long Island.
I'm a journalist. I interview singers, actors, athletes, and I review concerts and shows all the time.
So very busy.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. So give us a few that you've interviewed already then.
Oh, God. Roger Daltrey from The Who.
Some of your favorites.
Roger Daltrey of The Who. Dolly Parton. Emmylou Harris. Gosh. Steven Tyler of Aerosmith. The Moody Blues. Yeah. The Zombies. They're British.
Do you know what? I'm not being funny. For me, so far, your favorites has got to be Dolly Parton.
Yeah. How did you know? Wow.
She's amazing. Oh, I love Dolly Parton. She is amazing. I'm not in a sing-songy mood tonight because I haven't had enough drink tonight, but maybe another show.
Yes. Wow.
Oh, my goodness. So tonight, obviously, I tell you what, before we do anything else, we better fetch in our other co-host. So you do realise we'd be in so much trouble and the show won't be going on. Let's be fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Janet. How are you doing?
Hi, my dear. I'm very well. How are you doing? I think we're getting ready for a hurricane coming up soon. I hope not. I hope not, but it's crazy out there.
Do you know what? It's really windy out here at the minute. I'll tell you, I just shut the back door. I thought, nope, we're not having that dog coming in and out tonight. No chance.
Yeah. So Markos did a great job today. He got two fabulous guests. I know them both. I know Danny a little better than Priscilla, but they're dynamite people. I know Danny owns a restaurant here in Long Island. I've done some events there. He's also very big in the wrestling. What I love about Danny and I love about Priscilla is they pay it forward. Danny always...
Yes, exactly.
Right. Well, why don't you tell them, Markos?
Well,
tell them a little bit.
Janet and I met at Danny's restaurant, so I felt it was only appropriate that we do Danny our first interview.
Yeah, that's true. That's correct. Yep.
So, I tell you what,
Danny's also an actor.
Let's make it a full house then. Let's get Dan on. Hi, Danny. How you doing? Welcome to the show.
Good. How are you? I'm so
Hi, Danny.
Hi, Danny. How you doing?
I tell you what,
oh my God, I got my whole family here.
Yes.
I was just going to say, I think we've got a whole sofa. I think we better all budge up a bit.
Sue, you're part of the family now, Sue.
That's
it. Thank you. Thank you. It's slightly across the pond, but yes, I'll take that invite. Thank you.
and then when you come, then you can come and have some of his delicious Italian food. He's got the best Italian food in New York.
The best pizza in Long
Island. Thank you.
Hey,
Markos, you forgot a name when you said the favorite people you like to interview.
He mentioned you, Danny. He mentioned you. You were the first one.
Chris Angel,
yes. The best list.
Chris Angel.
Oh, that's right, Chris Angel. Right. Yeah.
Don't talk about me.
Well, we know about you.
Talk about me.
Chris Angel.
Chris
Chris
is the best.
Angel.
Yeah, good stuff.
One of your favorite ones. So,
Yeah.
so what's going on with Danny? I know you're busy. I know you're doing the acting, you're doing this, you're doing the
Radio.
comedy show. You sleep less
We're
than I do.
Yeah, we're involved with a lot of great things.
It's
soon I'll
fabulous.
be working with the beautiful Priscilla Arena.
Okay, well, she's going to be our guest today.
Yes, she's amazing. I love Priscilla.
Yeah, she does a lot of good
one
things
of the most beautiful women with the heart of gold.
Yep, I agree. I agree. So what's on your agenda, Danny, coming up?
Well, right now I took a little hiatus on the Dan Romano show, which is
that was the number one rated
show.
Number one rated show.
Yes, thank you.
Yep.
I took a little break from www.govsradio.com.
Right.
We're trying to work out a new contract, and I told them when they're ready, I'm ready to listen.
Good, fabulous.
And thank you.
Well, I have
doing...
an adorable little place out here in Medford. It's called the Vintage. Let's see, it's the Vintage Vino and Vino Wine Lounge, which he would greet you with open arms. Have you spoke with him?
No, but a friend of mine, I believe it, Manny Arias is doing a show there soon.
Right. Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice people. You have to whenever you get time, you need to go out and meet with him. He's a fabulous. He's comes from the same as all of us. You know, the real deal. You know what I mean? That's what I like about him.
What we like.
Good guy.
Yes.
And Danny was also in the movie The Streets 1 and 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know. I was in one of them too. Just a little.
You were in part 1. Yes, you were.
Yes,
I
was.
in part 1 too.
Yeah, I sneak in there.
I was in part 2.
I was playing. I was sitting at the gambling table. My favorite place.
The casino table. Yes.
Yeah. Well, same thing. You know. So.
Well, right now, believe it or not, I'm in the middle of writing a mini series. We don't have the name yet, but I'm working with a brand new writer named Brian Nickturn, who is an up and coming writer that is going to rock the world very soon.
Well, if you ever need a psychic, you know where to find me.
Well, of course, I have your number on speed dial.
Well, there you go.
Yes, me too.
And if you ever need to go to England, we've got a fabulous lady there waiting, right, my dear?
I can't. You know, I have fans that watch my show from England. That's amazing.
Well, you're on 30 countries. That's what I love. I just said to Markos.
I love it. Yeah.
You know, we're on worldwide, so now you're international,
worldwide.
My dear. Yeah. International.
This is amazing. I love this show. This is my new favorite show.
Well, there you go. So you have to listen in all the time.
Good time.
Twin pizzas. So that's great. Priscilla, Sue, would you like to ask her? I feel like whatever. Would you like to ask Danny anything? He's a very interesting man, I must tell you.
I think, to be honest, I think Markos has probably got the questions ready. So, Markos, carry on.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, what did you love most about playing Big Tony in The Streets? I always wanted to ask you.
Just the power that the character has is amazing. Yeah. The power to take life, give life, make somebody's life better, or to have. I feel like the President of the United States. It's to have that kind of power. It's overwhelming, even in the movie.
I'm sure. But
that's the kind of power you can't take light.
But you fit the role, my dear. Your whole persona.
Thank you
fit
so
the role
much.
Perfect. No, you do. You do.
Thank you.
And
there's a very good chance. Yes.
I have to say, Danny's just as kind as he is, honorable, and I like that about him.
Very
Good
honorable.
man.
Thank you.
Very good man. Yeah. So maybe if you ever if any of us get over to England, we'll get to meet the magnificent Sue.
I would absolutely be honored to have that. To have that.
She's good. She's a good lady.
I'll take
so
Sue out to
what
dinner.
other questions would you like to ask Danny?
And I know he did the 1,000 pizza slices that it went viral. Remember,
That's
Danny?
right. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The pay with
we
force.
have a sign in the window that says we have people eating out of the garbage dumpster.
I know.
So I told them, instead of going in the dumpster, just come and ask for a slice.
Yeah.
It's easier that way.
That's what I admire about you. You just help so many people. Such a good soul.
Well, you know, Janet, we throw away so much food. I'd rather give it away to somebody who can eat it than throw it in the garbage. It's a waste.
Sad.
Yeah.
And there's so many homeless out there.
Congrats on all the vegan
Listen,
stuff.
if every one of us had a homeless person, and we gave them a blanket or we gave somebody something, it would just go so much further than just sticking in our closet and getting old and doing nothing with it.
You know, it's funny.
That's what I've always felt.
I just connected with that guy called Johnny Socks. When I connected with him the other day, he's actually in Dominican Republic on vacation, and I told him I would love to do a fundraiser. He basically gets socks and gives them to the homeless veterans. And I think that's an amazing, you know, he's really made it big. And I would love to maybe connect somehow and get jackets for them as well for the winter. So
that would be beautiful.
You know, we just have to work on it, that's all. Something will come up.
They asked 100 homeless people what's the number one thing they would love to have, and they all said clean socks.
I know.
Clean socks is dry clean socks is an amazing thing for them.
Well, sure.
You know, and that's
yeah. Well, I think
congrats on the success of Danny. Congrats on the success of the vegan menu at Frankie's.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it's been doing phenomenal.
Right.
Vegan.
A lot of vegans in the world. Yeah, a lot of people trying to save the animals. We just go along
I'm
with the flow.
actually eating a salad as we're talking.
Nice. Very nice.
Healthier.
And Danny makes the best Caesar salads. I always go and I have that.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yes.
I love Caesar salad.
And chicken rolls.
Yeah, well, I love that too.
Thank you.
Yeah. So
and
what else
corn.
do you have coming up besides this fabulous? I'm sure there's a lot of other things that are coming up for you. It's just not written down. You know, you have so when the next time, you know, when you have stuff, of course you're always welcome to come on with us. You know that.
Thank you. I am very honored. This is a remarkable show. With the three of you there, it's phenomenal, and I am very honored to be part of it.
Well, you know, me and Markos was talking, and you know, we always talk all the time. And I started thinking, you know, and I said, "Gee, wouldn't it be great if we could do something like this worldwide?" And then I said, "Wait a minute, we have the fabulous Sue Davies."
Yeah.
So the rest is history. There we go, right?
Yeah. Well, with all the local part that you touched, Janet, and all the millions of people that follow Markos and everything that he writes, Markos' pen is like it's like the Bible. He writes and millions of people read.
Yeah,
and that's a beautiful power. And he does it beyond anybody I've ever seen.
I know.
And he does it with love and respect and admiration the whole way through. And that's what a power journalist is. That's what Markos is.
Totally.
Thank you, Danny. You're making me blush.
You're welcome.
He does an amazing job. You all do. Everybody that's here.
All three.
Everybody's. You know, everybody they're right on target. They're 100%, you know, and I love that. That's important.
Well, that's why beautiful people attract each other.
Very true, very true, very true.
What motivates you every day, Danny?
Say again?
What motivates you?
What motivates? Just, you know what? A breath of fresh air every morning is
Waking
my motivation. Waking up with a smile on my face and some healthy body and fresh air in my lungs. That's my motivation.
That's it. Can't
Besides
beat that.
my son.
Of course. Can't beat that. Can't beat that.
Of course.
You know?
God is, as they say, God is good.
Totally. 100%.
Yes.
So, Sue, we haven't heard from my dear friend here. Do you have anything that you would like to ask Danny from the other side of the pond, as they say?
I'm feeling miles and miles away now. Quick thing, where did everything start from you? When did you suddenly realise where your paths were? You know what I mean? So it's a bit of a different one for you. You know, I'm listening to different people saying different things about you. Actor, pizza. How do them paths come together? What started and where did it come from? All of it.
Well, I'm involved in a lot of different things, and the way I've always lived my life is master everything you do. Become the best in what you do. and that's what I've always followed, and that's what I've always done my whole life. That's why I'm what they call the master. I'm the what's the terminology?
Yeah.
I'm in everything, but I'm the master of none.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Myself, but I can't remember it at the minute either.
Master of none.
You know what it is? I have the restaurant. The acting came. Right. Yeah. You got it, Markos.
Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, jack of all trades. Yeah.
So what
but,
is there anything? What's your dreams for the future? So you've obviously achieved quite a bit, but what's your dream?
Just to make. I would love to make it bigger than I am in the movie world. That's my dream. You know, I'm in a couple of movies now. I got to work with Vincent Pastore. I got to work with Tony Darrow. I got to work with Angel Salazar from Scarface. You know, and just listening to what they. Right. Yeah. Just listening to what they do, listening to how they are, taking advice from them, and it when you meet these big guys and you see them as a humble, regular person, it's a beautiful feeling because it just shows where they started with their roots. And anybody can make it in any field. Anybody can master any field. I'm a firm believer in that.
Mm-hmm. You know, I can totally get you on that because Janet will tell you, and I've already told Markos, I've already drummed him in. My idol is Ellen DeGeneres, and one day I am going to meet her.
I love her. Yes.
I'm not joking. If ever you see on the news, right, Ellen DeGeneres got squished by a UK lass, it was me.
Yes. Really? It was what?
I jumped her, okay?
By a UK, a United Kingdom lass, she said. You will get used to her slang. It took me a while.
I got you.
My word! Honestly.
But Ellen DeGeneres started off as nothing, and look at her now.
Yeah,
one of the most powerful women in the world.
Do you know what though? Let me just give you a quick thing about me, Dan. I'm literally do the radio show every week. I do about Animal Advocate. I've got so many followers all over the world, but a lot of them are in America as well. And I just love to help people and make a difference. And there's so many people there that want to have a voice for the voiceless. So my thing is, I want to be the media voice for the voiceless. And I always say to everybody, I don't want this big house. You know, everybody dreams of a big house. I don't want a big house because that just means more cleaning. I wouldn't mind a bit of a fancy. I wouldn't mind a bit of a fancy car. You know, if anybody's got a spare Range Rover or whatever, I'm up for that. But you know what I mean? I'm not materialistic type of lass. Do you know what I mean? I'm more interested in making a difference and trying to connect people and make a difference. But the biggest issue I have got is nobody wants to share everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree with that.
There's too many egos. There's too much crap in this world, right? We don't need to be all helping each other.
I try to share everybody.
I absolutely agree.
I try to help everybody.
Networking everybody. This is not supposed to be a selfish world. You know, what happened to us sharing each other's sugar to next door and, helping the homeless, like you say, socks for the homeless. You know, why do we need 50 pairs of socks in our drawers when we've got a guy down the road who's got not got any?
Exactly.
You know, it's just small things that can make a huge difference. But do you know, if I could get my radio out there, you know, at the moment I haven't got loads of followers on my radio. I have on my website and everything else. But on my pages, you know, Facebook's blocking so much, but we're not helping each other. You know, why aren't we sharing each other's stuff? You know, it's not. You know, I share another lass called Debbie Dabner. She does another radio show, and I share her stuff. And somebody said to me, "Why are you sharing her stuff? She's competition."
Why not? No,
there isn't competition in this world. We're about helping each other.
There's plenty for everybody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And do you know what, Dan? I've got to say, you know, this about you saying that you give food to the homeless. Do you know what? We've had that in the UK as well, right? We've actually had where people have put a piece up, put a notice board up in the cafe, and you can actually go and give money to the owner, and they will put the ticket up there, and a homeless person comes in.
What we do.
That's exactly what Danny does. Yep.
That's what we do.
Exactly what Danny
is the best.
It's just such
and if nobody,
thing.
our rule is very simple. If nobody has money and there's no tickets up there, we take it upon ourselves to put it up ourselves.
Didn't you just meet a large amount? Well, I know I read it on your page. How many slices have you given? How many slices of pizza? 'Cause I know it was amazing.
I think it's like 2,000 right now.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a little over 2,000.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That's a gift. That's
another
a gift.
article waiting to happen.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yeah,
yes.
when Markos is ready, it's there.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, we hit that milestone about 2 weeks ago.
I remember reading that.
Every
Yeah,
week.
that's great.
The good thing is, lately, it's been slowed down. Thank God, it's been slowed down a little bit. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Lately, it's been slowed down a little bit, but now we have people who are homeless. When they have money, guess what they're doing?
Helping
they're
the homeless.
paying it forward for the next person. Exactly.
I love it.
And once I saw that, what I do is I give them the money back, and then I put the tickets in their name.
Oh, that's nice. I like that. That's good. Well, you've always had a good heart, Danny. You've always been very kind, So, that's why I admire you.
Like us. Thank you.
No, I admire
Well, listen,
you.
nobody gives more than Janet. Nobody gives more than Markos, and I'm starting to learn about the beautiful one that we're speaking to right now on the air.
Sue,
Sue is amazing.
She's a
she
blessing.
Sounds amazing. Sue, with your permission, I'm gonna look you up and read more about you.
Oh no! Don't do that. You'll find all the skeletons.
Well, I won't. Listen. I won't look in the police record. I'll stay away from that one.
I don't think she made that yet.
Hey, listen.
No,
I'm not in the police record. I'll tell you why I'm not in the police record, because the fact of the matter is I can't run. I've got a bad knee, so I couldn't cause a crime because I couldn't run from it.
Oh, there you go. They catch you before you left town.
You're not the infamous Francine? That's not you?
Sorry, say it again?
I said, you're not the infamous Francine? That's not you?
No, that's not her.
At one point in your life, didn't you go by Francine? You didn't think I knew that, huh?
We're going to have to get him off the air soon. He's telling too many secrets.
Oh, my goodness.
Goodness me. So, can you do me a favour? I like people that do good things, so can you give a shout-out for your pizza place? So when I come to London, I know where I'm going.
This is Frankie's Eastside Pizza. The address here is 313 Main Street in the heart of Farmingdale, Long Island Village. And
give them your phone number so they can call for pizza.
Someone's calling right now. 516-756-2753.
Fabulous.
See, they're ringing already. I can hear that phone call.
How fast. He's got to get that plane ready to bring it over to the UK.
Oh, you know what? I love the show. I love the people on it. You're all amazing, and I am truly honored to be one of your guests.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Markos. I love you all.
Markos, have you got
and
questions?
You're all beautiful. Yes. Do I have?
Is there anything else? Anything else you want to tell us about your upcoming project? Anything else you want to say about your upcoming projects?
Well, yeah, very soon we're going to be coming out with the movie The Streets 2. Right now, everyone can catch The Streets 1, but it's spelled the word T-H-E. The word streets is spelled $, not S.
I love it. I love it.
$, T-R-E-E-T-Z, and you can get it free right now on Amazon Prime, which I believe they have it in the UK.
Oh, fabulous.
You need to send me all the links so I can share them.
I promise you I will. I'm the good-looking guy in the suit. You'll know me right away.
Big Tony.
You'll be like, that's Danny. That's him. That's the guy. And
just make sure you're holding a pizza, then I'll know.
No pizza in this one. I'll be holding guns. Only guns.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
So, Markos, any more? Come on. You're very quiet, Markos, in the background. Janet, you need to be quiet for a minute. Let Markos get a word in.
Okay.
Sure. Nice.
I'll do my best.
Were there any moments in your career that helped define you, Danny?
When I met you.
When
I met you, Markos. Let me tell you something about Markos. Markos is the most encouraging, inspirational friend and brother that you can ever ask for in this world. When things are down, Markos always finds the bright light. And that's what I always call Markos, the bright light guy. Because he is an amazing, beautiful man with a soul, Same like Janet, the same thing, same cloth they were cut from, just giving people in this world, and they would help anybody any way that they can. Legally. I have to add that word, legally.
No, totally.
Legally.
Totally.
Thank you.
We can't
Feeling
go
is mutual,
off
Dan.
the
You're
wall.
the best.
Thank you, Markos. Janet, all
Feeling
that
is
you have
mutual.
done to help. I have never went on Janet's page and not see something that she's doing for charity or
Well,
trying
you
to
got
help
to. You
somebody.
have to. Yeah.
These are beautiful people in this world that just do beautiful things for people that
thank you.
need it, and that's what this world should be. That's what this world should be. If everybody were
Thank you.
like these two models, the world would be beautiful. And
Danny, I need to ask
beautiful
you
young
a
lady.
question. I had added at
Yeah.
the that I'd like to give everybody a mini reading. Would you be open to it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, great. Okay, I know you're a Taurus, but what is your actual birthday?
May 16th.
Okay. All right. So I definitely see when I'm talking to you, I see the hand. The hand shows me more opportunities that you have right now. And it shows travel, communication, which is what you're going to be doing, and, of course, financial gain. I don't know why this may sound really crazy, but you know how I do my readings. I see you writing a book. So I'm seeing that happening very soon. You are writing a book?
A script.
Okay, because but something more is going to come out of it. It's really going to take off. So I just need you to know that. So I would definitely say rest up because, us Taurians, we never stop. But something good, I want to say around February. I don't know why, but that's what I want to say. But it's all good.
All right. I love it.
Okay,
Your mouth
good.
to God's ears.
Yeah, well, that's usually how it works.
Yeah, I like it. I love it.
Cool.
Guys, do me a favor. Make sure you give my beautiful girl a big hug and kiss for me. The young lady you were going to be interviewing next.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
For
Priscilla.
sure.
Yep. Priscilla Arena.
Priscilla, yes.
She's another fabulous lady that
call
does
me.
so much good. Yeah.
Oh, Priscilla is unbelievable. She's one of the most amazing women in this world.
Absolutely.
So, birds of a feather, everybody sticks together, and that's the important thing.
Yes.
It really
God bless.
is.
Yes. And I am truly honored to be part of the show. Sue Davis, I can't wait to meet you because you sound like an amazing woman.
And she's a fun person, too.
But please, just make sure you send me links so I can share them on the page.
I promise. No, I promise you I will. I will do it within a half hour. As soon as I get off the phone, and believe it or not, I got a couple of pizzas to make.
Get back to that kitchen.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. My friend, thank you so much. I am truly honored to be part of this, and I have a smile ear to ear all the way through.
Take care, Danny.
I love all of you.
We'll talk soon. Love you.
God bless. Thank you, and love you too.
Cheers, Danny.
And Sue, it was an honor to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're all right, love. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Have a great night. We'll talk soon.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, my dear.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye, Danny. So he's a very kind soul, and he gives from the heart. He's a very sensitive young man too. And what I like is he's like the rest of us. We all give. We could have nothing in our pocket, but whatever we have, we'll give them half of it. It's just the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. So we have Priscilla coming on. Is she waiting in the background there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Priscilla. Welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you? Pleasure to meet you.
Priscilla.
Hi, Priscilla.
How are you, my
Janet,
dear?
How are you?
I'm blessed. I woke up.
How are you?
I'm great.
Every day above ground is a good day, they say.
That's my age. You got to say that.
Hi, Markos.
Hi, Priscilla. Thank you for coming on.
Yes.
My pleasure. The both of you have always supported me, and you're two incredible individuals, and it's an honor.
Well, I'm sure that Markos has some questions.
I love that.
I heard Dan.
Are you there?
He basically he always holds me up so high, and he's such a blessing, to have as a friend. I think in my life, and it's just he's a really, really good man. You know what I mean?
He is. He comes. It's like he speaks from the heart, and he means it, and that's what I love. Well, all of us do. When we're in the helping field or the healing field, we want to pay it forward. We try to do the best that, there's a lot of people that aren't like that, but all of us actually, right now, all of us, that are listening and speaking, we do, if we have the opportunity, why not? What's the big deal? That's the way I look at it, And Sue Davies, the young lady that runs that has the show, she's just like us. She's just like us. She's a beautiful person.
A giver. It's a giver. There are givers and takers in this world. And,
exactly.
It's just,
nice. And Priscilla, tell us all about Sassy. I love the Sassy organization that you're a part of.
Yeah. So I as you know, as our listeners don't know, but obviously I am in the charity world, if you will. I created and founded SASSY, which is an acronym for Specialized Autism Support and Information. It was inspired by my son. We did that a little bit more than 3 years ago, and currently we are serving nearly 4,000 families throughout Long Island.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I love how it keeps growing every time we talk. It's so great.
Yeah, no, it's and people say, like, how do you do it? And I think it's
just do it.
Markos, you know this, and Janet, you know this, and I'm sure Sue knows this. You gotta be in love and passionate with what you do.
Exactly. Yes. Passion is the word. If you're not passionate for your gift of what you do, then you shouldn't be doing it. That's the way I look at it.
Agreed.
Yes. And I know every year you usually do your big with all the stars, and did you just do one just recently?
Yes, I did. This one was the end of May. It was our third annual Blue Party Gala. We're just about to announce the date for next year's gala. As you know, it's sold. It sells out. But we're also working on something that I will tell you guys about. It's not fine-tuned. I have nothing signed, but you know how we've all sort of looked at that video from America's Got Talent of that autistic kid, right? So it had about like 300. Yeah, it was totally inspiring. It had like 300. And when I looked at it last, it had like 333 million views. Right?
Wow.
So I'm saying to myself, oh my goodness, we have so many of these gifted, talented kids just like him.
Exactly.
There's dozens of them within SASSY. So I might be working on something with a little star power.
Oh, I love it.
To really showcase their talents. So
a while ago, I wanted to do a talent show for special needs children, and I wanted everyone to be a winner because there's so much. I know a friend of mine, his grandson has Down syndrome, and he does the best Michael Jackson going. So it's beautiful souls. Beautiful souls.
Yeah.
Beautiful souls. That would be a blessing, and then maybe you'll put it on, on TV, which I think it really should be. Anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we were working on something. I have, some talent managers and promote. Everybody wants to be a part of it.
I
think that's a good thing. And through the course of my career, just like Markos and yourself, you do tend to meet some.
Oh yeah. Quality
celebrity talents, if you will. They're just. I always tell people they're just the same as you and I, right?
Totally.
In so many ways.
It's just their job. It's the job they chose.
That's it. Or great wealth or great power. It doesn't give you. You should always be a good person. You should always pay it forward, and you should always give if you can. And I always say, if God has blessed me the power to give, who the hell am I to slap him in the face?
No, I agree.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
And Priscilla, where do you see SASSY in the next 5 years?
Oh, that's a good
In the
question.
next 5 years, it's funny you say that because I would say literally since the last Blue Party, I think after every Blue Party, I get a lot of people sort of, I don't want to say soliciting me, but wanting to sit down and have a meeting, if you will. And so it's been my thought when I first opened up the office. We have an office which we call an ARC, an Autism Resource Center, but I think that SASSY would like to see a much, much, much larger sort of home base here on the island, maybe something a little bit further west, maybe something with some other vital meat and potatoes type of providers, maybe BCBAs and OTs and speech and, advocates and, things that are really important to the population.
Totally. It is important because some of these people, they don't know where to go, and they, of course, at times they can't help themselves. And when you have advocates like yourself, you make it grow, and that's what it's about. That's what it's really about.
Yeah, well, I always say, autism awareness, are just words. Until you educate somebody on something, they can't be aware of anything, right?
Yep. So, Sue, do you I'm certainly sure in the UK they have many, groups like Sassy. Do they
Yeah, they've got plenty of different groups, but also from covering different aspects as well, to be fair. Do you know what I mean? Even from music to acting to all sorts. So, and it's all good, all really, really good, and it's brilliant to hear what you're doing. That's fantastic.
Yeah, no, it is.
Thank you.
Blessed lady.
But I'll tell you, the UK is actually pretty progressive in the world of autism, I have to say.
Really? Wow.
There are certain, I would say, next to where we are actually in the United States, I mean, they definitely are up on the cusp. Listen to me. I personally think we're decades behind no matter what country we're in. But I would say in terms of the world, I would say, the United States, I would say the UK, I think Israel, Denmark. Would you agree with me?
Yeah. Do you know what? It's so funny. I've had literally. I work with a school, right? And we do quite a bit. And there's a few that are autistic and all different types of various different needs. Do you know what I mean? And it's just trying to get them people to have that help without feeling like they're not part of the school. They want to be in the mainstream school. They don't want to be, into a different thing. So, but you want to give them a little extra without making them feel different.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wow.
Well, it's funny you say that. It's funny that you bring this up specifically today, because today was my son's first day of school. And it's always filled with anxiety, and so if you for example, we have a closed Facebook forum where parents sort of share with each other, and some of the subjects are very sensitive, and so we really vet all the parents or professionals that sort of come in, because we don't want any information used against them, or we want them to be able to speak freely and answer freely. But anyway, so I had posted basically, it was a little rough this morning because of the anxiety. So, transitioning into the beginning of school for a lot of us, it's like a nail-biting episode. So, this morning it was, I didn't want to get out of the car, and, didn't want to sleep, and, everything had to be just so and perfect, and who are you going to sit with at lunch, and,
It's a worry. Well, as you're speaking, I keep thinking you now have a connection in the UK. So, hey, maybe the doors are going to be opening there for you as well.
Let me tell you, listen, I never know where Sassy's going to lead me. And I never know where beautiful people like yourself, are going to open up a door or invite me in somewhere where I get to meet another person where I can help that much more,
Well, I got a really good feeling about that for some reason. And you know what I do for a living. I just feel that it's almost like I'm seeing the fingers opening up saying, help me, help me, help me. And for some reason, I just picked that up happening to you within the year. I really, truly do. It's going to be amazing.
Okay.
And Sue is your doorway. Let me ask you something. I know this is off the, do you have any connection with Ellen DeGeneres? Because I know you know the world as well, my dear. Because I know Sue's dream is to meet with her.
Yes. It's funny. There was one of our Sassy kids. They had wanted him to something with Ellen. We voted for him or something like that. So I don't know, but I don't know her personally. I imagine her and I would get along quite well.
She's fun.
She's pretty philanthropic. She's pretty philanthropic.
Yeah, just like the rest of us.
So
maybe one day, maybe you'll get to meet with her, and then you can introduce her to Sue, because I know that's Sue's dream, right, Sue?
Oh,
Sue, your dream.
I could run a whole show on me wanting to meet Ellen DeGeneres. On my website, if you have a look on oursue.co.uk, I've actually done a shout out on there. Our last show, was it last show or the show before, Janet? I did a shout out on the show, didn't I, for her? You name it, I've done it. To be fair.
Yep. So maybe that might be a door opener. Hey, wouldn't that be great if Priscilla ended up coming over to the UK and guess who came with her would be Ellen DeGeneres? Oh my God!
Nice.
Put it out there in the universe,
But
Janet.
do you know what? Let me just say
universe.
something.
I'd have to take a trip then.
But do you know what, Janet? The thing is with me is for me to meet the Ellen DeGeneres is like amazing. But it's not that. Do you know what it is for me? If I meet her and I get loads of more followers and I get loads more likes and everything, imagine how many more people I could help. Like all of us on the show tonight and all of the difference I could make with doing the show to be able to reach even more people. Just imagine the impact that I could have.
They say if you put it out there, it will happen, you know? So
I put it out there as much as I put my knickers on the line, trust me.
You're too funny.
When I was on Priscilla's show, I put in that I wanted to interview Dan Reynolds of Imagine Dragons.
And he did.
That December.
That's right, Markos.
Right?
And it happened right away.
It happened that December, so it happened,
You see, you asked Michelle, you know.
I tell you what, very quickly. I know we're interviewing Priscilla, but let me read you something, right? I'll tell you what, you carry on talking, I'll find it, and then I'll read something to you.
Priscilla, can I give you a quick reading? Can I give you a quick...
Do I want a reading?
Yeah, well, just while we're waiting for Sue.
Janet?
Yes?
I don't know. I'm afraid for you. It's been
a
hell of a
give me your birthday. I don't need your year, just your day and month. That's all I need.
All right, you ready? 8/27/70.
Happy birthday. You just had a birthday. Okay. Okay, well, you know what? You haven't seen the glory that you're going to see within the next 2 to 3 years. Definitely expansion. People love you because you're honest, and you know, and I just see so much worldwide for you. Doors opening where you even least expected it. That's what I'm seeing for you. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It really is.
Okay. I hope so. From your mouth to the ears upstairs.
I'm pretty good with what I do for some reason.
I know. What else? Anything else, Janet? Anything else?
I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen sooner than later, my dear. I really feel that.
Some of your proudest moments with Sassy?
I'm sorry, say it again, Markos?
What are some of your proudest moments with Sassy?
Oh, yeah.
I have to say that doing the autism conference is always a really big one for me because it is – I've been to other conferences before. We really pride – everything we do, obviously, we pride ourselves on the quality of things. I can tell you that I had people my second year traveling from states surrounding me just to come to this conference and they didn't leave their seats. So it's for parents to come and get armed with, information and resources. And the people's response is jaw-dropping after this conference. So this past year, it was so bad. We're going to have to shuttle people in. We have to rent parking space in the building next door. So that's a big one because it really empowers parents.
Yep.
And obviously, my family fun day. I know you guys are on my personal page, so you got to see me dancing with that young autistic young man,
Yes.
So we have a family fun day where sort of parents come together and they are able to sort of enjoy. It's a special needs camp, and grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, cousins. They all come out and they're basically able to celebrate in a judgment-free environment. No one's judging them for their child's behaviors. So it's beautiful. And, of course, everything that Sassy does is either peanut money or, we offset everything that we do. And we couldn't do that, obviously, without the support, and getting the word out, like with people like yourselves. raising awareness, raising donations, finding those people to contribute, to help raise funding, to give these kids what they deserve. And, I know Albany's knocking on my door. I just, I'm not there yet.
Well, you put it out there, and it's going to happen. It's all going to happen.
Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah. It's all good. But I definitely foresee you doing something in other countries.
Yeah. The birthday party club I love too, because the story of the birthday party club was inspired by a Facebook post of a girl sitting up in Maine, and ironically, we had all as parents sort of experienced a similar situation, and she was 18 years old, and she was on the spectrum, high functioning, and nobody came to her birthday party, and no one responded. And so it went sort of viral, and people sent this girl birthday cards and stuff, and I thought to myself, the last time my son, and prior to that was like several years ago, the last time my son was invited to a birthday, they told him the following day that it was a mistake and he wasn't supposed to be invited.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, but it happens to all of us. So
I guess
what ended up happening,
that's true.
Yeah, it is what it is. Well, that's why Sassy created this birthday party club. So all of our children have the right to, and then ironically, the very week I decided to create the birthday party club, literally that week, there was another story from somebody who had sent out this, and these, by the way, these are not intellectually impaired. These were high-functioning autistic individuals. But over 60 some odd invitations for a graduation party. Not one person responded. Not one person came.
Oh, that's
the parents had to cancel. And I said to them, so now, of course, they want a Sassy prom and a Sassy graduation.
Well, good. And why not? And why not?
No,
that's so great.
Yeah.
That's so great.
That is.
I love it. I just, what it is. It's. I always tell people it's like creating the first Starbucks and someone coming and knocking on your door and saying,
yes, totally.
We'd like you to open up 500 more in the next 3 years.
You just made my mind click. I really think that maybe you're going to be involved in some sort of a clothing line as well.
Nice. Go, Priscilla.
Ooh, I got chills. That's confirmation.
Well, wow, that's a big one.
I don't know why, but I'm just picking it up so big.
Wow, because I have to tell you, there could possibly, there is. You said that to me, and there was a person that clicked in my head. That's involved in my organization.
It's like that young man that just is doing the Johnny Socks, where he is basically is collecting, for I just spoke with him the other day, for homeless veterans. Why not start something equivalent, where something to help out Sassy and our special needs children? Why not?
No,
Why
absolutely.
Not?
I mean, we created the next.
And I'm getting chills as I'm telling you that. So that's always confirmation from heaven, and I get that.
We could do some really big things with that. We could do a sensory clothing line. Would be nice.
Oh my God, that'd be a great idea.
A lot of our kids, they're very specific with textures.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of them. And tags. Certain materials. There's a lot to that, and repetition.
It's funny. I just spoke with somebody. I guess it was yesterday, where for some reason it came through so strong. Where these glow things. When they go to different events. Well, why not make jackets with the glow on it? On the jackets, but with the glow, it's going to be connected to where it somehow it's almost like where you would know exactly where your child was, some sort of a connection with that.
Well, we do we support rather this thing called Project Lifesaver, which is for GPS tracking devices.
Well, similar to that, but in the clothes.
Yeah.
In a jacket or shoes or something. I think that would help because every so often it's sad, but we hear but so many of these kids, they get lost, and you can't find them. And if you had them in their shoes or a jacket or something, or a backpack, you could zoom right in and find out where they are.
Yeah, that's what this thing is. But it is, like you said, it's something that's sort of quick thin. But we try, you know, and it should be. See, these are the things that I feel that should be supported through funding through either federal
or you know, maybe
or
there's somebody out there that just won the lottery that wants to pay it forward. You just never know. You know, we're on in 30 countries. I don't know if you're aware of that, Priscilla, but Sue has got the access to 30 countries. So we're not just in the States or UK. We're out there, honey.
International.
All right.
So
international.
And I just love how Sassy has grown.
Yeah, worldwide.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah. It's really, because I know, and you know what's I have to tell you, I don't know, maybe this is karma, because even from the very get-go, I would say even within the first year or so, I was getting private messages on Facebook through, you know, people from other countries, like legit, you know, down in Africa or in Colombia or Chile or wherever they were, you know, desperately looking for help. And
well, there you go, my dear. You got the door open now. You're into the UK, so everything else is a plus. And I really feel very strong about this. I really do.
I hope you're right. I have not visited England. I have not visited England yet. So
well, there you go.
Well,
and I'm certainly sure Sue would you know, she knows so many people like you do as well. I'm sure that, you know, that there would be definitely a major connection there. I love it. I love
absolutely.
it.
Do you know,
that'd be great.
I've actually done quite different shows. I've done about depression and all sorts. And I was actually talking to a lady actually only the other week, and she's literally in the United States, and she's got a child that's got, I'll be honest, I can't remember the actual issue that her child's got. But I have actually spoken to her about us doing a show to actually support parents with this.
Oh, you're giving me
chills. So maybe us three can actually join up and we'll do a show together.
That would be fabulous.
I would love that. I would really, really love that.
That would be a fabulous thought.
Exactly.
Do you know what? I think
it's a very
the other thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what, can I just also say? I think the trouble is a lot of us, and I'm going to say ordinary folk that haven't got autistic children or think, we struggle to understand, and I think there's a lot of people out there that it's not that we don't care or we're not interested. I think it's a lot of people just don't understand it. We don't know how to
that is
treat
exactly
them.
Right.
We don't.
It's the awareness. It's the awareness.
We don't want to make. We don't want to focus on them any different or make them feel any different. But we also want to go up to them and speak to them and make them not feel left out. And I think a lot of people actually struggle. It's not that they're nasty or they don't care or whatever. I think a lot of people struggle. Do you know what I mean? Whether, you know, it might be a child is messing about in the store or, you know, might have had an attack of whatever reason. And do you know what? We as people are very quick to judge. We look at that kid. Do you know what I mean? And I think the thing is, we need to have a show out there that literally speaks about these things where parents can ring up and say, you know what, I was in the store today and my kid kicked off and I didn't know what to do with myself and what shall I do? What have people tried? And you know, but also for those people that, you know, could be grandparents that are struggling.
Oh, sure, of course.
Do you know what I mean? It's not just the parents that struggle with this. It's actually the grandparents and the other relatives.
Well, maybe Sue, maybe you and Priscilla should, you know, set up aside time and talk to each other about it and think, you know, I think it'd be a fabulous idea because it's expansion. It's going out to another country, and hey, why not? Why not? No, the ability is there to do it, so why not? That's how I look at it.
Especially in this day and age, right?
Yeah.
We could Skype. We could do lots of things.
Totally.
Right?
Totally.
Yeah. Am I dating myself when I say Skype? By the way. Big time.
Well, have you got any more questions,
Markos?
Yeah.
Markos?
Do you have any more questions?
I just, Priscilla, tell them how they can reach you.
Yes, totally.
Yes. So you can go to our website, certainly, which is www.sasiny.org. That's sassy.ny.org. Of course, our office number, which is 631-676-SASSY, SASI, or 7274. And I just want to help, just like you, as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And, I always tell people, I know exactly what needs to be done for this community. It's just a matter of, the funding being raised to hire more people to help the community, basically.
Well, something good's going to be happening very soon. So you just need to be aware of it. It's a gift.
Yeah, Priscilla, can I just ask
so.
a question?
Yes,
what events have you got coming up in the near future that maybe you need donations for, or what? Is there anything in particular at the moment you really, besides obviously cash funding, I get that, but is there anything else, like whether, you were saying about, doing different things. Is there anything in particular you're looking for at the moment?
So realize that every time that we have some form of a fundraiser, whether it's a golf outing, or whether it's the Blue Party, or whether it's this possible concert, there's always opportunities for people to participate with raffles or things of that nature. We did a poker event. Remember, Janet did a poker event with me.
Yeah, I did a thing for you guys. I'd be open.
Yes.
I'd be very happy to help again anytime.
Yes. But basically, we literally all year long, because we are so big and we have a multitude of events, we take donations, whatever it is, all year long. It doesn't have to be anything specific. You know what I mean? It could be for a raffle. It could be for a family. It could be, something.
Totally. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's great. Well, I definitely want to stay in touch with you because I haven't seen you in a while. But life goes on, as they say. But we have to get together one day and definitely stay in touch with Sue, because I just feel it's going to be a new opportunity for everyone, and I love it. I feel so good about it. I really, truly do.
Good. Then I do too. If you feel good, I feel good.
Good. Well, that's the way it should be. That's the way it
Markos,
should be.
then, if any other questions, love?
No, that was it. I just wanted her to get all the socials for Sassy and the website and the Facebook page, so that other people can raise awareness and they can find out more about this incredible organization. Because every time I speak to Priscilla, it's growing and growing exponentially, and I commend you for that and all the hard work.
Fabulous.
Thank you. I know people are always
fabulous.
amazed, and they said, "Well, I got an email from you. It was if it's after 4 o'clock in the morning, that means I got up too early."
That's usually the time I wake up.
If it's before 4 o'clock, that means yes, I am still working at 1 and 2. Yes.
Yeah, well, that's usually the time I wake up, so I so relate.
Yeah, there we go. All right, thank you guys. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you, my dear. We'll stay in touch, definitely. You have a blessed day. Keep up the good work with you.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it, and good luck.
God bless.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye,
Thank
Priscilla. What a lovely lady. Bye, honey. Yeah, I love it when people, take from their heart and they help. They help from the heart, but not just from the heart. What she does is amazing, amazing work as well. So it makes you feel good when you have people that you know they're doing the right thing. So that's the way I look at it as well. So how fast this hour went? It went by like nothing. Like nothing. Right?
Definitely.
So Markos, we'll do this again the first Wednesday of each month, and surprise us with whatever guests you want to have on. So,
okay,
but
I think
it went very well, and
it went great.
It was a blessing. It really was. So, Markos, why don't you tell the audience how they can get in touch with you?
Follow me on Twitter at Power Journalist. One word, Power Journalist.
Okay. And if they have any exciting guests locally that they want to interview with you, you're also the editor of Digital Journal. So, and I know you're all over the place. How many interviews have you done as of late?
I know that I've done at least 11,550 articles. Not all interviews, but articles.
Right. Well, I don't know if you're aware, but I'm certainly sure Mike Del Judas is coming back on November 8th, so maybe we can plan.
Yes,
back to the
sure.
Paramount. So
for sure this time.
Yeah. Well, last time I was going to go in, I think I was exhausted, or there was some reason I don't even remember.
The traffic was so bad that day.
Well, that's
so
right,
bad.
because it was the weekend before school. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. Well, we have because I'll be on, for the next hour, and of course, if you want to stay, you are more than welcome. We have an amazing, amazing lady. I think I told you about this place, Markos.
Thank you. I'm gonna get going, but thank you.
Okay, well, I want one day when you get a chance, I want you to come to Port Jeff and go to that house that's haunted. We're going to have Linda on as our guest, and she's going to talk about her book, her house being haunted, and all the good things. So I guess you're off to an interview now, are you? Is that correct?
Yes.
I figured that. All right, my love. I'll talk to you soon, and thank you for being part of this. It's great.
Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Sue.
Cheers, Markos. Thank you very much. Look after yourself.
Yep.
Likewise. Take care.
Cool.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So I think the first show went very well.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
Enjoyed that. That was fun.
It was interesting. We have some amazing, but we always have amazing people, and I find anybody, even in the entertainment world, that they're there for us. It's just you just got to ask them, and they're there, So hey, maybe we'll get for you to meet Ellen DeGeneres. You just never know.
I've crossed my fingers that hard. I think I've pressed them together.
Well, Priscilla knows, like we all know a lot of people, and since she's in the field where there are special needs children, I know that's one of Ellen's favorite, participation is when there's children, special needs children. And, hey, who knows? Maybe she'll be listening in. We never know. Anybody out there that knows Ellen, come on, connect us with her. We would love to have her surprise us and give us a call.
I will literally get the plane tomorrow if I could just find a way.
You'll just put those little angel wings on and fly out, won't you?
Oh, they would have to be not little, though, to be fair, Janet.
Oh,
yeah.
come on. So the show that we're going to be doing now, okay, I have, what's her name, calling in, I believe 6:15. I told Linda to call in, and I kind of just gave you a little bit of her book. I've been to this house, and I'll wait till she comes on and we can share how this whole thing came about, because I'm literally trying to get a movie going with this, because it needs to be a movie. I kind of shared a little bit this morning with you about the first chapter, and she will fill it in and and I haven't even finished the book, because every time I read it, I'm like, oh my God, she's an amazing author. And actually, what we're doing October 27th, right out here we've got a book signing for her. So it's that little place, that little Vintage Beano Lounge. I'm actually going to be doing a psychic fair there this Saturday with some of my fabulous psychics. But I'll just read this real fast. The Vintage Beano and Vino Lounge invites you to a special timely book signing discussion with our local resident author, L.L. Carton. And basically, I live in a haunted Victorian, and I've been in the house. And the front of the book is basically, a picture of the actual house, okay? And it says, embedded between the links of this book is ancient wisdom for the spiritually inclined reader. Words of truth from the mind of intuitive. Are we there? I think we got disconnected. Oh my goodness! I got a call back. Are we there? I think we are. I think I got disconnected. Okay. Well, let me call back.
I actually just got cut off, and now she's just dropped off. Oh dear. we'll wait till Janet calls back in. That was a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. I'm sure she'll call back in just a moment. So, literally with that, I don't know what happened to mine, and that's really weird because I just heard her cutting off. So that was really weird. Right.
Hi.
Hello. My phone cut off.
That was so strange.
My phone cut off, right? And as I came back on, you literally, I could hear you saying, I'll go.
Well, I think the spirits are playing with us because this does happen on occasion. Maybe I needed to wait till Linda's on before I announce this magnificent book she wrote. And it could have been the spirit that said, "Wait, we have to wait. Let's just disconnect them and get her back on when Linda calls." They do play. They do play with the phones. They play with the electric. They play with a lot of different things. But we are gonna have a book signing. Her book is available on Amazon, and it's called Daphnes Web. I love it, and I believe that I sent you some links there. I don't know if you had a chance to look at it yet, but woo, perfect for Halloween.
Yep, definitely.
Perfect for Halloween, and I'm hoping that maybe down the road that maybe something fabulous could come of it, because she also teaches a course in miracles. So you just never know. There might be some people out there that are interested in the Course in Miracles, and of course in her amazing, amazing house. The minute I walked into that house, I could just pick up the energy. It was amazing. Yeah. If you ever come to America, I would love to bring you there. I was going to actually do some spirit communication there, but I got sick with the flu, and I'm like, all right. Well, then the spirit said, no, not yet, not yet, not yet.
Yeah.
So it does happen, know. So I'm hoping she'll be calling in shortly. She's probably listening right now, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So have you ever encountered any spirits anywhere? Because I know England is quite big for the spirits.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I actually had it where I actually had spirits in my mum and dad's old house.
Really?
And we picked up quite a bit there. Yeah, even when we were kids, we had quite a bit. And then we're pretty sure that my brother was actually visiting when my daughter was here. It was quite weird.
Really?
We had quite a few things that have happened here, yeah.
Interesting.
So,
and our animals are very, very intuitive. You're aware of that. I mean, they'll pick up the spirits more so than we will, But some of the things that happened in her house, oh my God! But I want her to share it because she's living the dream.
Yeah, definitely.
And she teaches her Course in Miracles there as well. So I'm certainly sure that a lot of the spirit energy comes into what she does there as well.
Yeah.
So, and then of course anybody that wants to call in, for a reading, I'm here.
Well, we've got a couple of people waiting in on the lines. Do you want to take a quick call?
Yes, certainly, because while we're waiting for Linda to show up, certainly, of course.
Yep. Area code 303. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Hi, my name is Marilyn.
Hi, Marilyn. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Boulder, Colorado.
Colorado. Okay. What's your birthday and what's your question?
October 25th.
Oh, okay.
And my question. Yeah, I just wanted to get a sense of anything that might be on the horizon. Kind of working through some financial challenges.
Okay, well, I think we all got that, sadly. Well, you being a Scorpio, I know the last 2 years you've had to it was almost like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. That's what I'm feeling around you. But I'm feeling now that you have new doors opening. I see a lot of travel around you. But travel could be on the phone, it could be on the computer, it could be physically travel, And I need to say congratulations to you. When I say that, it's almost like there's a blessing. Do you have children of childbearing age, or are you getting a puppy or a kitten? Because there's definitely going to be a new arrival at your home.
Oh, yes,
Would that make any sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. My daughter did just have a baby about 8 months ago, and my mother is going to be moving in with us.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So we have a babysitter that's a living babysitter. Boy, you couldn't ask for anything better than that, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I wish you the best. What we're going to start doing, since we have been, myself and Sue, we've actually discussed it. You know, we do the one question, and what we're going to start doing is, if people want to know more, you know, another question or 10 minutes or whatever, we're going to come up with a certain fee, and it's going to be donated back to Sue, because it costs her a lot of money to put this together. People have no idea how expensive it is to put a TV or a radio or even, you know, a show like this together. And, you know, and she does it out of her heart. So we had suggested, and we had a nice chat, and we said, well, why don't we start doing something where I'll give them the one, you know, the one reading, and then if they want more, they can make a donation, and we can do it either online or, you know, or on the phone or something. So I think it's fair, and we're not going to be asking a lot of money, you know, like maybe $25 for 10 minutes or something, which is really quite reasonable, and then we'll donate that right back to her to keep the shows going. So, you know, so keep that in mind, you know, and, you know, we just shared it, I guess it was yesterday or the day before, you know, because everybody needs to pay it forward, you know, and why not, right? And that's not a lot of money to ask, to be honest with you, you know. So we're going to figure out how we're going to do this and how she can get paid, you know, well, either PayPal. I know I have Zeal through my, you know, through how I do my readings. So we'll work it out where we definitely get it to her. So if you have any friends that are interested, you know, we'll give the original one question, and then we'll take it from there. So sounds good.
Well, that sounds
all right.
good.
Okay, my dear. Thank you for calling. You have a blessed day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye, my dear.
Bye-bye.
So, yeah, I think that's a great idea, you know. And I was talking to Chrissy, my friend, the other night. We were sharing, I think I told you we were sharing, you know, because she's got some promotions that she's doing now, and we're trying to connect with this wonderful man, Mark Kaufman, and Mark has a group that, you know, that for animals, of course. Nobody starves on Long Island. So her and I were actually talking yesterday about the two of them connecting and you know, hopefully maybe doing some sort of work with you as well. And not just helping pay it forward, but helping with the animals as well. So, you see, I do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, Sue.
Yeah, exactly. Right, we've got Linda on the line.
Oh, fabulous.
Hi, Linda. Welcome to the show.
Hi,
Hello.
Linda.
Thank you.
I'm so happy you made it.
I know this was Janet. It was as easy as you said. I thought it would be
high. I told you.
Thank you.
Sue, Linda thought that we had to literally climb up the ladder to get to the, you know, to the pole. Not really.
I did, literally.
And I said, it's just a phone call away. So I so adore you. I so adore your book, and you're going to love this. When I started to share about you doing the book, you know, the book signing. Guess what happened?
What happened?
The phone disconnected.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, you know how they play. They wanted to wait for you to get here before we shared it.
Oh, you're funny. That's funny.
So, welcome to the Ask Sue show. And
thank you.
I know Sue is excited. I know that you know, when we talked about hauntings and spirits and all that good stuff, and I always talk very highly about your book because I've been to your house, so we know what happens there. So welcome. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, how this all happened? And I'm working on you doing a movie too, by the way. I think you're aware of that. So, you know, we're just waiting for my friend to come back from. She's going to Ireland, and then we're going to bring her, and you're going to meet her. So, my friend, that's the casting director. So, why don't you share with the world, because we are on 30 countries, how all this came about, or share whatever you're comfortable with, and of course about your book and how to get it, and all the good stuff. So.
Well, one of the things when I was a child was living on Long Island. We have the Gold Coast on the North Shore, and in the mid-century, these houses and mansions were abandoned, and they were being sold off to be torn down and developed. And my father had such a passion for these gilded mansions that he used to take his family in our old Nash Rambler to the realtors on the North Shore, pretending we could be potential buyers. And we spent every Sunday walking through these houses, these mansions. It was quite a rich experience. But as a child, I already had a feeling for energy. I didn't have a name for it. Certainly wasn't discussed in my family. But I had a feeling I couldn't describe. It stayed with me throughout my life. I lived a traditional life. I got a traditional education, had traditional jobs, raised a traditional family. And lo and behold, 20 years ago, I ended up moving into a house that had lots of strange things going on. I wasn't a stranger to these things because of my childhood. And I ended up having 2 paranormal companies do an investigation just to be sure I wasn't going crazy.
Right.
And sure enough, we got lots of photos, EVPs. Everything I had been thinking was being validated. And at the time, I had started writing a book, a story. And interestingly enough, the investigators were picking up aspects in the story. Ooh. So it encouraged me to continue with those themes. Like if you got to the part yet, Janet, I know you haven't finished the book yet.
No,
but
I haven't.
There was a Civil War ship that had sunk, and that was just something that was written in the book, and they're getting these impressions, and it encouraged me to investigate it a little further. And so many, many different scenarios of that same nature.
Interesting.
And that's how the story kind of like unfolded and turned into one string, like a bead, like beads on a necklace.
Well, but it was meant to be. That's why it happened, When you first moved in there, because remember I even said to you that house picked you. You didn't pick that house. That house picked you, and the spirit picked you as well. Now, when you first, went there to look at the house, did you feel the spirit there? Because I know you had some amazing, amazing things happen. Did you feel like, wow, this is where I belong?
No, it was very interesting. It was during a very difficult time in my life. Okay. And I came into the house, and I did not feel any of those things. The house had been previously owned by a physician,
right.
And it was cluttered to the ceiling with stuff. And
so he was a pack rat.
Yes, it was old carpeting that had been put down in the 1940s. So it was actually choking and suffocating. But,
really? Wow.
But I don't know, when I walked into the foyer, because the foyer is 2 stories tall and has a balcony on the second floor.
Right.
Something kind of like, I can't say that it spoke to me because I didn't hear it, but something totally overwhelmed me.
Yeah.
That this house should be used for teaching. And that was what made me fall in love with it. Apart from anything paranormal at that point in time, no, that was really the only thing. It was just that passion. This has to be used for teaching. Yeah. Whether it was a spirit communicating that, I couldn't tell you. There's no way I could tell you that. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's been ever since. It's been used for teaching as well as I live here.
Yeah, no, I know. And, when you walk in, you could just feel it, And the welcoming, that's what I loved about it was when you walk in, you just felt welcome,
Well, the last time you were here, Janet, you picked up a spirit, interestingly enough, who was a close family friend who had died like about 9 months before.
Really?
Okay. And it was overwhelming, and this was the type of person who was an absolute skeptic, who was really more friends with my husband and thought I was absolutely a little insane.
Really? Wow.
Wow,
I don't even remember when I do my readings. I just do them,
Oh, well, I remember it well because I'm thinking now that he's crossed, he's now interested in my house and my work. This is so
funny.
strange.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sue, do you have any questions to ask our friend Linda? Because I know when I mentioned, your book and everything, she's like, oh, my God, let's get her on.
No, I'm fascinated. I'm sat here just listening to you two. I'm just fascinated because I've always said to everybody, the time that I won't be interested in psychic and spiritual and ghosts and all that is when I don't hear the words, how did they know? And it's like having that things happen that you can't explain, do you know what I mean? And all that. That's just like, I'm fascinated by all of it, to be fair. So just hearing it, and I'll definitely be getting your book.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah. And it's funny. I told Linda when you and I was speaking, and when I was just sharing about the book signing coming up, the phone went dead.
That's
like, wow.
The book actually is because I have family in the community, I have teachers in the family, in the community, grandchildren in the community. I created the book as a fictionalized version of my paranormal experiences in this house. So it's a fictional book. I had to do it that way because my whole family are skeptics. So I had to even use a pen name. It was like the whole was, please don't embarrass us.
Yeah, that's not embarrassing. That's a blessing, I think.
Well, I honored their wishes. Not everybody is open to the supernatural and spiritual world.
Well, my dear, wait till it becomes a best-selling movie. Then they're going to want to be there opening night.
Yeah, that's right. Like that little fairy tale with the little hen who made the grain and baked the bread, and nobody would help her, and then in the end, everybody wanted to eat the bread. I don't remember the little red hen. I don't remember the name of that story. It was one of my favorite fables as a child.
So why don't you give the audience a little smidgen about this? When I talk about this, everybody goes like, "Oh my God!" About the bathtub scene. Oh my God! Now we're getting raw. about the bathtub, the first night there with the bathtub. Remember?
I do. I have the book in front of me. Maybe I'll just read a paragraph or two here. I don't know how much. I don't want to bore anybody.
Well, you won't believe me.
But in the first chapter,
we have another half hour, so we have plenty of time.
Well, the backdrop to this is moving day. This single woman with two young daughters moves into this old house. The husband pays for it. He offers her money to renovate it. It's a derelict house, and she refuses his money. She just seems to think the house will take care of itself. She has a yearning within her that can't be explained, and she can't even explain it. So she's in this house, and the very first hour, she's hearing voices that are saying, "Shh, I'm here." And she's feeling very uneasy over this. And then she discovers, when she's putting away boxes and so forth, in the attic, she discovers a door that had been obscured to her when the realtor had shown her the house. The door opened to the turret. She had never seen the turret upon purchase.
Okay.
And as she looks at the turret, it was like otherworldly to her with this incredible bathtub. So, all right, the day goes on. There's a number of spooky things happening, but finally the house settles down. The children are in bed, and she's longing to take a bath, the thought of which had stayed with her since the morning when she discovered this tub. So by evening, the girls fell asleep, and a blanket of quiet descended upon the house. Hoping to find relief from the day's upsetting events, Daphne climbed the stairs to take a bath in the turret's clawfoot tub, the thought of which stayed with her since morning. To brighten the space, she lit several candles and dragged the mirror to stand near the tub. A sweet lavender vanilla aroma permeated the air as bath salts were poured under hot running water. While the tub was filling, Daphne walked to the old steamer trunk under an attic eave. She loosened the buckles on its worn leather straps and raised the lid. It felt like it was being pushed back down, then closed with a thud, almost catching her fingers. Steam began spreading throughout the vacant space surrounding the tub. Daphne hurried back to the turret room, thinking the lid was just too heavy. At last, the tub was full, and Daphne readied herself for a long, luxurious soak. She undressed before the mirror, letting the robe slide off her shoulders and drape around her ankles. While pinning up her chestnut brown hair with the diamond clip found earlier, a sinking feeling tightened her stomach. Daphne could have sworn another hand slipped over hers.
Ooh.
And there's more. Once she finally gets into the tub, there's more. But
that's the part that blows my mind. The tub scene.
The more? Do you want me to read a little more, or no?
Of course. Oh my God, we want people to purchase your book, and it's because I know Sue was talking about maybe having you on there and maybe sharing some of your chapters down the road. That's between you and her. You got to share. You got to have a talk.
I'm very happy.
Yeah, please.
There. So Daphne looked into the mirror again. Someone else's dark, searing eyes appeared to be looking back. She panicked and jumped away, hitting something by the tub with her foot. It was a small, rectangular brass placard that read, "Doctor is in." The message on it was unnerving, as though the former owner was also in the room. She wrapped a towel around her naked body and put the little sign face down on the attic floor outside the turret door. The fragrance in the air calmed her unsettling thoughts. A determined Daphne stepped into the bath. She rested her head back and closed her eyes, falling into a light sleep, but then abruptly sat forward, alarmed. Silky strands brushed along her arm. Although assuming they were a lingering cobweb, Daphne still couldn't shake off the sense someone actually was in the room. Remembering all the doors had been locked after the workers left, she felt reassured. The warm water soothed her back into a light sleep, but she was disturbed again. She swatted the air, thinking it was a persistent spider. There was another brush and another, this time across her face. Daphne was defenseless against the attic bugs or whatever remained unseen in the mist. The sound of footsteps circled the tub. Her mind raced, fearing the realtor might still have a key. Without her knowing, he could have let himself in to hide anywhere in the huge house. "Who's here?" Daphne yelled out. She kept perfectly still, barely breathing. Something gently dipped into the water, and it rippled, as if stirred by a finger. Daphne tried screaming. Her throat was paralyzed, and no sound came out. She held her hands on the water's surface to stop the movement, but it intensified, splashing water about, dousing most of the candles. The turret got much, much darker. A cold, tingly kiss pressed against her lips. She grabbed the rim of the tub as the room whirled. The water heaved. Her words were finally set free. "No, no." "Shh, I'm here."
Ooh.
So
I'm sitting here on the edge of my seat. Oh my goodness. So that's like the first chapter of it, or the beginning of the book.
That was the end of the first chapter, yes. Moving Day.
I remember reading that, yeah. Ooh. Sue, are you speechless?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Well, Sue, there's several things coming together in this book. One is, yes, I live in a house that's documented as haunted, and I've fictionalized my experiences, but I am also a teacher of metaphysical principles of the law of attraction, of the power of forgiveness, and so all these principles are embedded between the lines in the story. And it has a very unusual twist in the end that people who have read it have not quite grasped the twist, which I find interesting. So either that is a reflection of poor writing or maybe it's just too intricate. I don't really know, but there is a very unusual twist at the end.
Well, don't tell us because I haven't finished the book yet.
No, I'm not going to.
That's for another day. That's
another,
for,
another day or never. It's kind of like, what do they call that when people do a reveal? They call that something. And it takes away the tension for the viewers. You have to kind of keep that all secret.
So how can they get a hold of your book?
Well, it's on Amazon. It's in paperback and Kindle. It was published by a publisher, so it's a traditional price, and it is on Barnes & Noble at the same traditional price. And it also can be found in something called the Book Depository, but my publisher has still not yet put up that's available, but he hasn't put up the cover yet. So it's available there. And I think it's also available through the publisher, who's Diver Tier Publishing, but I think he's slower than Molasses.
Well, you're getting it out there to the world, so it'll be off
well, thank you. It's called Daphnes Web by L.L. Carton, and I have a lot of social media, Facebook and Twitter, so it's very easy. Under L.L. Carton, you just have to Google L.L. Carton, and you'll find I have a blog, School for Dreams. And
are you thinking of doing another book?
I have another book already under contract.
Oh, I
yes.
didn't know that.
And this book was inspired by a young child who is in my life who has Down syndrome.
Interesting.
And yes, it's very interesting. I almost felt like, and here again, I'm speaking in a supernatural way that, people will be skeptical of. I almost felt that while she was a baby and I was taking care of her and helping her mother with her, I felt that she was giving me this story because it was nothing I ever would have written about. It goes back to the Industrial Revolution, orphanages, child labor, tunnels, underground tunnels. This is not in my wheelhouse of interest. I mean, I love law of attraction and ghosts and all that kind of stuff. So that is under contract. I don't know when that will be in print. He's a very slow publisher, but he's honest, and I love him.
Well, that's the important thing.
That's very important. Yes, he's got a lot of integrity, so I patiently wait. I don't force it.
Well, that's the kind of people we intertwine with. To me, that's so important, So my concept is that down the road, this will be a movie. Because
that would be wonderful, Janet. I would be indebted to you if you made that happen.
I've already been in the works talking to my friend Donna McKenna. I happened to see her about a week ago, and I told her all about your book and how it's got to be a movie. And she's on vacation. Her birthday just was, and I think she's going to Ireland for a few weeks. So when she comes back, I certainly need you to meet up with her.
It sounds exciting. I'm definitely a willing partner, and I look forward to it, Janet.
And I want to include that amazing vintage Vino and a Vino wine lounge because have you been there yet? Did you go yet?
I have not been there. I'm going to be there this weekend at your event.
On the 8th. You're going to love it. You're going to be like, oh, my God, I found a home. Because,
I look forward to it.
Well, with your home being, the age it is, the furniture that's there. Oh my God, you're gonna feel so connected. I could certainly feel it.
That's wonderful. Wonderful.
So Sue, what would you? I know Sue's sitting there saying, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," and you haven't even heard so much of the story. That I've gotten through to read most of it with the flowers and the doors locking and all that good stuff and the windows locking. You want to share a little bit of that?
The windows locking.
Remember when you said that when the ex came to the house, at least it was in the book anyway, that the doors and windows locked?
That was in chapter 2. Yes, that was, I don't know, do you want to hear any of that?
It's up to you, my dear.
Well,
I mean, it's so interesting, that it's almost like you feel like you're putting your toes in the water and you want more and more and more.
Well,
what do you think, Sue?
The answer to that is they need to buy a book.
Right, of course. Well, she could do a little
teaser. Just tell them. Don't mess about, Linda. Just tell them how it is.
Yep.
I will just read here one small diary entry. Daphne kept a diary entry. This were the inner workings of her mind. And it actually turns out that this diary entry, although it's kind of, it's not real life, it's fantasy. She's putting a fantasy in her diary. It turns out to be very prophetic. And if you want, I'll just read it. It's only a few lines. she writes this diary entry after she travels up this dangerous mountain with a suitor. There is a man who adores her. There are many men who adore her. And she travels up this dangerous mountain with a suitor, and all supernatural things are even happening on their trip, and they arrive. And so that night she writes in her diary, she says, I hear the rustling of leaves beneath the pounding hooves of a stallion. The knight is charging toward my castle on his mighty steed. He suddenly stops, his eyes feasting upon me. Captivated by my beauty, he lifts me, a powerful priestess, up to the saddle. We gallop out the castle gates into the mists of time. The wind whistles through my flowing hair. And that's her diary entry for that night. Something about that trip with that man triggered this, but it's really part of the undefinable yearning that is within her, which caused her, she's still married to her husband, but they're just not living together in that house.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Can I give you a mini reading? Because whenever we have a guest, I always like to give them a
I
little
would
bit
love
of a
that. Thank you.
All right. Just give me your birthday. I don't need your year, just the day and month.
May 25th.
Oh, so you're Gemini.
My birthday.
Gemini.
I know, I'm a little crazy.
Yes. That's Sue's birthday. Interesting.
Sue, are you a
wow,
Gemini?
no coincidences there. Yeah.
Yes, Gemini, May the 25th.
You're May the 25th?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, you're kidding.
Isn't that wild?
Oh, my
no
goodness.
coincidences. And I didn't even realize that when we asked you to be on the show. See how things
That is so
fall
funny.
into place.
I never told you my birthday before.
Okay, well, I definitely feel with I know Sue's everybody's got their own little path, but with you Linda, there is going to be some expansion. Are you building onto that house? Are you adding something to it?
No.
Okay, because I'm picking up, because I've been to your house where the back is, and then you've got, I guess it's a little garage behind it or something.
Yes,
or a little
there is.
shed.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I'm seeing expansion around that. I don't know why.
I have been approached by someone who wants to do classes in there. Someone you even know, Mark Lyon.
Oh, yes, I love Mark. I haven't spoken to him in a while. That might be because I definitely see a lot of people joining you and a lot of happenings there. And I'm getting the thumbs up from the spirit.
Thank you.
I do feel, and you need to videotape this because the orbs are going to be bouncing all over the place. So, because I know Mark's gifted in his own way as well,
Yes,
and I'm just feeling that so strong. You might end up
Janet, I do have a video in that barn back there because it was originally the doctor's horse and buggy barn. Because the original doctor went back to the 1800s when the house was built. He had a horse and a buggy. And my dogs are sensitive, and I do have a video of my dogs and a light darting back and forth, and the dogs looking at this.
That's the orbs.
It's crazy. It's really an interesting video.
Well, I seriously think that maybe something needs to be done with that and expand it a little bit more. Maybe do some sort of a show, cable show or something. Because it's
possibly. My daughter has just moved out from there. She's been living in that for years.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And I'm in the process of cleaning it up and cleaning it out, and hopefully we'll be done with that in a couple of months. And
well, I feel very safe and I feel very comfortable there as well.
Oh, wonderful. Well, will always be welcome, Janet, for sure.
Thank you, honey. Thank you. But, I think that's going to add a lot of, because you're going to be writing about that, by the way. You're going to be writing about that garage or that horse and buggy. I don't know why, but it's almost going to be like something, this is the beginning of another edition of the book.
Wonderful. Very good. Thank you.
It's like right there. But yeah, you definitely have to take the pictures. And I know you did say that you did have some pictures of the orbs as well, which I haven't seen. Are you going to be able to bring them when you do the book signing? I think that'd be great.
I am. Yes, I actually had them done on cardstock, so they would be a little more durable.
Love it.
And
love it.
I just received them today, as a matter of fact. I saw them. They're a little grainy, but you can still see the orbs. You can still see the, the activity. There are some images in a mirror. I don't think you ever saw that.
No, I hadn't.
I'm planning on bringing them.
And I know Lawrence. He's so thrilled and excited about you coming there.
Oh, that's good. So I look forward to meeting him at your event this Sunday.
Yes, and I also may have another place for you to do it in Patchogue, the Bean. I talked to him today about it for Halloween. So let's see.
Oh, wonderful. Sounds fun.
So do you have any questions you'd like to ask us? Sue, would you like to share with Linda as well?
I'm just fascinated by hearing her stories, actually. It's just amazing. I'm sat here absolutely blown away. It's brilliant. I love it.
Thank you, Sue. I
so
hope it
maybe
doesn't
maybe you two can connect and something good comes from it.
Yeah, definitely.
At least that's what I feel. And you have the same birthdays. Come on now.
That is something.
We're going to be sharing birthdays at least.
Yes. So, Linda, why don't you tell the audience how they can get the book, or I can't believe it's almost 6:45 already. Oh, my God, how fast the time flies when you're having fun. No, don't ever be sorry, please. No, don't ever be sorry. How can they get the book? If say they want to connect with you or contact you.
Daphnes Web, Daphnes Web, W-E-B, by L.L. Carton. You can Google L.L., capital L, C-A-R-T-I-N, and you can have all the access to my social media and my blog just by Googling the name. And it's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Book Depository.
And anybody that's local to Long Island, we're going to be doing this on, I believe, let me just see, I have the flyer right in front of me. It's going to be Sunday, October 27th, and it's going to be between 2 and 4 p.m. There's no charge for no cost to attend, but with seats maybe 30, maybe 40 people, I think. I know it's not that large, so they do want advance, reservations, and the number to call there is 631-880-7800, and the name of the venue is the Vintage Vino and Vino Lounge, and that website is www.Vintage Vino and Vino, I'm reading it, VinoLounge.com. So, and lots of interesting happenings there. He's got an amazing place. So, it's been a lot of doors opening up for everybody involved, and I love it.
Well, I think the world needs to open up more to spirituality right now. I think it's our answer.
I believe so.
However we get to it, everybody goes through a different door. It doesn't make a difference as long as the door opens and we walk through.
Yes, they do. So Sue, do you have anything you'd like to share or ask Linda?
Linda, by all means, send me the links of all your different links and everything to me, and I'll post them on the Ask Sue Radio Show page after the show as well.
Oh, thank you, Sue. Now, I had emailed you 2 times, and they were to hello, Sue.
hello@sue.co.uk. Do you know what? I apologise. Yes, I found the one today, but I
got
last week away as well on holiday. So my brain is switched off, and I must have missed it.
I will email you my links to the social media.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I did forward on whatever you sent me, so I'm certainly sure that, she had a little bit of a chance to check it out.
Good.
So,
well, thank you, Sue, for requesting that, and it was nice to talk with you, and I love talking to anyone who's got the same birthday.
Yeah, how can you? I didn't realize that when we connected. That's amazing, So I will see you Sunday.
I look forward to it, Janet. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you, Sue. Keep doing the work you're doing. It's lots of fun. And I'm very grateful.
Well, we'll talk.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
All good, my dear. All right, love.
Okay,
I'll see you Sunday.
Bye, Janet. I'll see you Sunday.
All right, honey. All right, God bless.
Bye.
So we're almost, I can't believe it. Oh, my God, what do we got, 15 minutes left? Do we have anybody there that wants a quick reading?
Yeah, we've got one phone line, actually. I think we realised we're in chatter mode. So Hi,
well, between you and I and everybody else, we never stop. I was very shy as a child, but I'm certainly making up for it now.
Area code 845. Hi, welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hi, who's
Hello?
calling?
That's Maria from New York. Thank you for taking I waited more than 1 hour.
Well, yeah, we had a lot of interesting.
I know.
And what was your first name again? And where in New York are you from, my dear?
Maria, New York State, upstate.
Oh, you're upstate. Okay, Adia. And what is your birthday and what is your question, my dear?
Oh, my birthday is May 15, 1942. I want to see if I travel this year soon.
You want to see what? I didn't get that. I'm sorry.
I'm going to travel this year. So I'm going to go someplace in vacation.
Okay. I'm sorry. We have a bad connection. So you are a Taurus, and I'm a Taurus as well. So I do feel, and you're actually 2 years younger than me, so you're a young lady like I am, okay?
Yeah.
I do feel like you do have a lot of love around you. Okay, I do see. Do you have? I'm sure you have grandchildren or great grandchildren. Is somebody getting married around you soon? Are you going to a wedding?
No, just married one daughter. No, they're single.
Okay, because and how old are they? Because I see babies. I see happy days.
Taurus.
So I'm being shown that either you're going to have someone visit you and want to stay with you, or you're going to there's a celebration around you, and I feel very comfortable. I feel very safe, and I need to tell you, you are very much loved. So I like that. You have a kind soul. I do feel like, sometimes, I mean, you're close to my age, and we are Taurians, and sometimes we say things, and it's like, well, should I go? Shouldn't I go? Should I go? Shouldn't I go? Yes, my dear, you need to explore the world, and you're going to be happy. That's what I'm being shown.
That's nice.
Okay, my dear. Well, I hope you enjoyed listening to the show. And we're here the first Wednesday of each month, but then I'm here on Tuesdays from 5 to 7 as well. And that's basically just a psychic show. But the show we do the first Wednesday, we have other guests and come in and all good stuff.
Yeah, maybe I call them again, you don't mind, all right?
Well, okay, what we're doing, but we're going to be doing, though, is from now on, since the first question is free, what we're doing is we're trying to charge like a minimal fee for a reading, and that will go to keep the radio station going. So, so that's what we're going to start doing. Okay, my dear?
Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.
You're so welcome. Have a blessed day. Okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I think, Sue, we need to share. We need to talk about getting something where they can click on, and then, you and I discussed, it's going to be a very reasonable fee, and it's going to go for you to keep that radio show going. Because it costs money.
Yeah, definitely.
And I have no problem paying for it.
We'll do that over the next few days. I'll sort that out.
Totally. So do we have anybody else on waiting? Or
no. I think, to be fair, they realised that we were all chatty day today.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. I guess they know. The other show that we do on Tuesdays. I'm excited about that. And we got a lot of big things happening here, my dear. And it was an interesting day. I have to say that it was a pleasant day. It was interesting.
Yep. Yeah. It's a very good day today, to be fair. Yeah. And also, just give everybody a shout out for your website as well, Janet.
Definitely. It's lower key www.janetrussellpsychicspiritualmedium.com. and I am all over the place. I'm always expanding here, there, and wherever. This Sunday, I'm doing a psychic fair over at the little lounge over here locally, and we're going to start doing it hopefully once a month. And then I started thinking today, and I actually shared it with the owner of the place. Hey, the kids are back in school, so why don't we do some sort of a little thing for mommies called Mommy Breaks? Okay, because we all need those breaks, and Daddy's invited too, and maybe do something between like 11 and 1 or 12 and 2, one day during the week, because and I'll bring in authors and readers and all different kinds of people that are run 501c3s, and he's got the greatest little wine bar there. So they can have their glass of wine, and he's got some amazing little food specials. Is right next door is his partner who owns a Italian restaurant, Genovese restaurant. So I think it's going to be fun. We were talking about it, so I think we'll do that maybe as often as he wants to, and it's going to bring a lot of interesting people locally. Maybe get some women's groups or even men's groups to come in there. I wish you were here. It's so, oh my God, you can literally go on his site, and there's pictures of the. It's like going back in time. He's got one table and chairs there from the 1850s. So, and I'm sure most of the furniture he's got there definitely has history, because he gets a lot of it at the like estate sales.
Yeah.
It's like walking back into another world. It really is.
Yeah.
And I love it.
It's funny. Going back a while ago now, we went to have a look. It's actually when I went to look at my car. And anyway, this chap, we were near this like big unit, and he literally opened the doors and he got loads of furniture in there. And he said to me, "Oh, have a look at this piece." And I looked at this piece, and it's really funny because he was saying to me, "Oh, but do you know where the hidden place is?" Well, I've dealt with furniture. I used to deal with antique furniture and all sorts. And I went,
okay,
oh, yeah,
so then it holds history sometimes.
So I knew all like these secret places, and they did used to have secret places.
Oh, sure.
They didn't have like bank accounts and everything. They just had hidden places. It wasn't under the mattress. There was like a secret drawer in a cupboard, or the drawer in a drawer, or there was all these different things. And it's quite amazing. Some of this old furniture has actually got some amazing little pieces.
Well, I'll tell you a little insight what happened to me. Oh my God, I guess it was maybe 5-10 years back. I was doing some sort of a fundraiser for some children's group, and this woman came in and she sat down and she knew what I did, and she said, "Listen, my sister passed away." And this brings up with the older furniture. She says, "My sister passed away. We can't find her purse, we can't find her money, and we can't find her jewelry." So of course, with me connecting, I tuned in and I said, "Do you have that old furniture? Like it's got, like the big lion's legs, the real heavy furniture?" And she says, "Yes, we do. Actually, we're going to be throwing it out this week." And I said, your sister's coming through very strong, and she keeps telling me that there's a drawer in the bottom that you need to open up, because her stuff is wrapped in an aqua purse. It's wrapped in a plastic bag. I said, just let me know. That night she goes home. She calls me up like 10, 11 o'clock. She's like, "Hi, Janet, you're not going to believe this." She said, "We were getting ready to throw this out. We went in, we pulled the drawer out, and sure as life was the aqua turquoise bag wrapped in plastic with all of her money, her jewelry, her credit cards, everything." Now, if they would have thrown that away, who knows? Wild, right?
Yep. That's
so, they do give us messages, those and there's certain keepsakes that they want us to have, and like sometimes, like when my daughter comes through to me, my daughter, passed 2 years ago, I'll get feathers or dimes or coins. Today I was doing, I go to this place locally, and as I was leaving, there was 2 feathers there, and I'm like, "Okay, Lil, thank you." Her name was Elizabeth. As I'm driving out to come back home, there was a license plate, and it said Lily. And my daughter's name was Elizabeth, and we called her Lily. So they do show us signs.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
They really, really do.
Oh,
so
amazing.
it's going to be an interesting week. I can't wait when we'll share some of the things that we're doing next week. What's your plans for this fabulous week? Anything exciting?
Well, to be fair, I'm trying to have a house clear out. I'm not getting rid of furniture, just for the record. But I am going to try and have a very good. You know when you just need it clear out.
I understand. It's the time.
And you know them things that you keep for a rainy day?
Oh, yeah, I'm a pack rat, so I understand. I got books and books and more books. God forbid. You know what I do now, though? My daughter's in a nursing facility. There's one young lady there. She loves to read. Every time I go up, I bring her 5 or 6 hard-covered books. So little by little. I only have about 40 boxes.
But do you know what? Very quickly, because we've only got a couple of things, but
yes,
I want to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? There's actually a group set up. I'm going to give them a quick shout out, right? It's called Blackpool Look for a Book and Surrounding Areas, right? There's a good 1,000 people in it now, and what they're doing is they're putting a book into a plastic cover that's sealed. They put a little note in to say who hid it, and you hide it. And you hide it in a park, or you hide it in a garden, or whatever, and you go on the screws, you put where it is, right, and people are going and finding the books and then putting a picture of who found it and saying what they thought of the book.
It's almost like when 100 years ago where they used to put the note in the bottle and throw it to the ocean. Similar, but in a different vein. Wow, I love it.
Yep. So
that's fun.
So and to be honest, what I thought about doing was Kim's doing Beauty Haven with Kim at the moment, my daughter, selling body shop
I'm sharing her information, by the way.
So I've literally said to her, what we should do is put some free books out there, but put an advert of her what she's doing in them.
Oh, that'd be a great idea. Sure. Yeah. That'd be fabulous.
This week.
You know, we wake up some days and we're like, wow, where do we get these ideas from? You often wonder, but it's there,
I'll tell you how I think of mine. At 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock in the bloody morning when I need to sleep.
Honey, that's the time that I wake up. If you ever go online, you'll see my little light there. Because my cats wake me up, and you know what? It's quiet. I can do my work, and then because 9 o'clock the phone starts. With where I'm going to be. But, hey, look, I'm not complaining. Believe me, I love what I do. Well,
Janet, that's been an amazing 2 hours. Thank you so much for joining me, love.
It goes so fast. So I will talk to you during the week, and then we'll talk again next Tuesday.
Well, indeed. Thanks ever so much, Janet.
Okay, have a blessed week, and you're in my prayers. Take care.
Cheers,
Thank you again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Right, what an amazing show. Thank you very much to everybody who's called in. It's been absolutely amazing. I want to say thank you to Janet, to Markos, to Dan, to Priscilla, to Linda, to everybody that's called in today. Thank you so, so much. It's been absolutely amazing. We're going to be putting it on YouTube probably tomorrow morning now because it's 12 o'clock midnight here in the UK. So we'll be putting this onto YouTube. Please join us on Our Sue Radio Show. That's facebook.com/Our Sue Radio Show, and also the website asue.co.uk. By all means, give me an email, assueshow@gmail.com, if you'd like to come on the show, and maybe I could interview you about your book or your business or whatever you may be doing. assueshow@gmail.com. Give us an email, and I can always give you a call back if you're in America. And I just want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. It's been an absolutely amazing show. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat room and everything. And I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Good night, everybody.